Hi, Shelly here. It's 9 degrees here in Iowa, and so I'm wanting to create something springy and colorful today to get my mind off of that. I'll be working on an 11 by 14 inch hardboard canvas. I'm going to start by painting some tissue paper for my background. I've pulled out some gel prints from my stash for my flowers, and then I cut out my old wedding dress to use some of that lace as well. So let's get started. I went through some of my deli prints, and I've got some coordinating papers out here that I like. I'm not sure about this dark blue, but I think it'll add a fun contrast. So I've picked out a few paint colors that I think will go well with these. And I want to start off by taking a piece of tissue paper and putting a few bits of this vine from my Hog Haven video, and then I'm going to put these little flowers on these vines. I think they're a little big, but I mean, this is just going to be in my background, so I think it'll be fun. And I want to put these all over. So I want to start off by doing this sheet of, and you could use any kind of paper. It does not have to be tissue paper. It could certainly be deli paper, but I'm going with tissue paper today. I'm going to put out 3 of my greens here, and then I'm just kind of mix and match. I've got my little daubers here, which is, if you've watched me before, is just a makeup sponge, a plastic clothespin. You can do the wooden ones too, but the plastic ones, I don't know. These are the ones I like. And I like to just have a 1/2 inch about. Is that a 1/2 inch? I always say a 1/2 inch, but I've never looked at it actually. Yeah, it's about a 1/2 inch. So, and to me, that is the perfect pounceability. And then I like to go in with I'm trying to cover up my arms because I've been playing with the dogs, and I'm healing from one of the dogs jumped on me a week ago and really scratched up my arm. So I'm trying to cover that up, but I know I'm going to have to push up my sleeves at some point. So I just apologize to you in advance. All right, so what I'm going to do is just go in and get a few of my greens, pounce it off onto the side. I don't want it globby. And then I'm just going to quickly go in and pounce. And I'm not trying to get a perfect dark. I'm just trying to keep it on the light side. This is just going to be hopefully pretty papers in my background. Not thinking too much about it, just going in and putting these out, twisting and turning so that when I cut them, I'll have them going all over. And for a little more contrast, I could come in with my darker and just go here and there. There, I like that better than the first one, so I'll do that again. And I should get out a paper towel over here, a couple of paper towels, so that I can smoosh off in between instead of dragging it all over. Okay. Now, take my dauber. It has a big smudge over here on the side, paint. Now I take my dauber I cut off the top bit and put a 1/2 inch sticking out, and I'm ready to go again. Move my green aside. I'm gonna hit this with my heat tool really quick. There's not much to dry because it's a very thin amount of paint, but because I can see a few shiny spots, I need to make sure it's completely dry. And I'm gonna put a little bit of my purple out, of my darker orange, my magenta, my yellow. I'm gonna put a little bit of red out with my magenta because I like to mix those two. Some of my barn red. I think it will be easier for me if I block off because I only want one flower at a time. Okay, now I'm just going to line my stencil up. It might be fun to do a little bit of the purple with the magenta and a little bit of the red. The hard part is going to be, I think, maybe we should just stick with the one color first and then come in with the second color in a couple of spots. I like that. Uh-oh. I didn't think about my tape. Oh. Didn't think about my tape sticking underneath. Let's get one more dauber out here and do a little purple. Base coat. Then come in with our pink a little bit maybe. I love that red and pink together as well as the other colors together. The purple, I'm still on the fence about, but in the great scope of things, I think it'll be great. Now I wish I had a separate one for the yellow so I could make more yellow, so we should do that. Getting a little bit too much orange. As I'm mixing my other reds and I feel like it's a good amount. I'm gonna stop there. I feel like I don't want to overdo it with the flowers, and I may have already done that. I'm gonna go with what I got right here and call it done. And then I'm gonna put all my paints in bags, in Ziploc bags, because inevitably down the road I may need those colors again, and I don't want to waste what I've got out, even though I don't have much out here anymore. Ugh, forgot to start the camera. Okay, so I went through a Bible that was getting thrown away. I'm going to put some of my paper that I've torn. The big thing that you missed was my first torn pieces were awful, but they will be used in other things. But I remembered after I'd torn the first side that there is a grain even to paper. And so if you tear down the wrong way, what I call the wrong way, nothing's wrong really, but you get, your tears are very uneven, and not that I'm going for perfection by any means, but then tearing this way, it tears much easier. So that's all I'm saying, ish. Hopefully that makes sense. And then this, I think I was talking about this and forgot. I originally saw where I got this idea was from an artist or a person who had quilted. It looked like a quilting to me, to where they had some fabric that had words on it, and then they had some lighter pieces, some different pieces of fabric sewn together and with some lace on it. And so that's where I got this idea. This is from my old wedding dress that I've cut up. And I think what I'm going to do, and many of you may say, oh my goodness, why'd she cut up her wedding dress? Well, you know, it's very special to me, and my mother made it, who is long gone, and my mom, who passed away in 2012. And this was up in the attic gathering dust. I don't have any daughters. And it also had a big punch stain on the front of it that they couldn't get out. So I thought, you know, rather than try to preserve this in this box in the attic that no one's ever going to use, why am I doing this? Why not take it and cut it up and use it in my art and enjoy it? So that's what I'm doing. Like I said, it's very special to me. My mother made it. So this allows me to really get to enjoy it, I think, more than I would have when it was sitting in the attic. And then I can add in the lace on top, maybe. Now I am a little bit concerned about me being able to put my gel prints, flowers on top of this. I mean, this is pretty textured. So I don't know. I wonder if I should put a little bit of lace up there and a little bit of lace down here. Once this is stretched out, I don't know, I'm gonna go for it. Maybe it'll be a big disaster and I'll have wasted all our time on this, but I think I gotta try it and see. I've done deli paper on a lot of texture, so we shall see. Okay, I just filled my matte medium container and I've got a little bit left in my funnel, so I'm gonna go ahead and just I love how that tissue paper just melds right into the background. Get a nice little bit of that matte medium on there. And see if I can stretch it and get it down tight. Oh yeah, I like that. It all kind of melds together. Love that. Now I'm kind of thinking put this in the center. Cut it a little bit straighter here real quick. It's not going to be perfect. That's all right. I think that makes it cooler a lot of the time. Whoop. Get my sticky gloves back on. Stretch it out. Oop. And then well, that's just about perfectly lined up, and I didn't want that, I thought. Maybe I do. I think I don't. That's better. Get them a little bit off. It's not going to be covered all over. I see a few spots that are not right here, but I don't think it's going to matter. It's just our background. There, I've got all my texture the same. I got a good coat of matte medium on there to make sure she's sealed, hopefully. Okay, now we dry. Our canvas is dry. Time to peel away our, uh-oh. Okay, now I kind of want to tie this all together. And so I want to take mostly some off-white. But also a little bit of khaki, maybe. And some water. Kind of put a wash on so that I can see my background, but bring it all together. Right, I'm going to set this aside to dry, and then we can start working on our flowers. I think I want to use this green blue for our leaves, if I do any leaves. I'm just not sure yet. Okay, I like that. I think we need a little more contrast, and I don't know as I'm going to get it from these areas or not. Let me look and see what else we have. Oop, got to turn the camera on. All right, I found some more gel prints. Then I thought, why didn't I just do the whole flower and then cut them out to be a little bit faster? So that's what I'm doing now. All right, now that I've got the whole flower, and we can just go around and bring them to the center. And then when we go to use them, we can fine tune them from there. That is much faster. Do I want to paint my stems on or cut them and decoupage them on with everything else? Let's do a couple. Let's cut out some leaves first. And I'm just going to wing it here with some, nothing fancy. Deli paper is just so nice to cut with paint on it. I probably said it a million times, but it's my favorite paper to work with. I like tissue as well, for it's got its own really great things about painting and using it. I do love me some deli paper. Okay, I like that, but I kind of wish we had some swooping off to the side. So now let's oh, I just love this lace in the background. Hopefully I will feel that way when I go to sticking everything down. Maybe I will not be happy about it then. Yeah, I think 3 leaves per stem is going to be plenty. Now, can we get them all on without crazy trouble? I'm excited about this so far. Hopefully my flowers turn out as well. You know, now I'm wondering, did one set of papers per flower? There, love it. All right, now we dry and then we can figure out how we want to finish up our flowers. Okay, it's the next day and everything's dry. Loving that texture. It's time to do our centers of our flowers, and I think I want to start with I didn't have a lot left, but I put it in a bag anyway. Don't have to dirty a new plate. Get my magenta and my red back out. A little bit of that barn red as well, just in case. And I'm thinking just to go a little ways. I don't want to go crazy with it. Okay, that is too much. Don't like that at all, and I don't like that red by itself. Of course, I'm going to come in with other colors here, the magenta in a little bit, but let's just do in between. See what that looks like. Yeah, I like that much better instead of all uniform. Take a little bit of our blue, or I mean our purple. Caribbean, and do the same thing. I like it. I thought about doing the edges and a few other things, but I don't want to do that. I like the clean look of it. Let's see if you can see my texture here. But the deli paper did kind of mold around the lace really well. Kind of better than I expected. And I just really love how it turned out. Hopefully you like it as well. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll try something like this, and I hope you'll join me in my next video. Bye for now.